Hello everyone, welcome. Uh, in this video, we are going to talk about the syntax, the basic syntax of Python. Then we are going to talk about the indentation. Then we are going to take about how to declare a variable. Then how to use comments, multi-line comments and single-line comment. Then we are going to see the how to print output in Python. Then take input from the user in Python. And then we'll see little bit about if, else, if and else. Basically, we'll see the syntax of if, else, if and else. Then we'll see for the while loop and for loop, and then we'll see that how to define a function in Python. So indentation, we'll talk about indentation. Now indentation refers to the space at the beginning of a code line. The spaces which we give in the starting of a code, that is called indentation. In other programming languages, the indentation in code is only for the readability, but in Python it is very important, as it will throw an error if it will not put indentation properly. Python uses the indentation to indicate a block of code. Now I'll show you with an example that what is indentation and what it does. For example, I have given I'm taking two variables, and now I'll show you what is indentation. So if now this program will do what? It will check if A is equal to B, then it will print equal found, or else it will print nothing. Now if I'll run this code, this is A is not equal to B, as A is 4 and B is 6, so it is not equal. So our point is not checking that A is equal to B or not. We are here seeing that what is indentation. Now when I execute the code, here you can see a plus sign. It means that the code is right, but you will notice something, that when I press after the column, when I press enter, my cursor came here. After 4 spaces from starting, it comes over here. Now why it come over here? Now I'll show you why it's come over there. Now I'll print this statement. I'll just remove that spaces, and now if I'll print this code, now you can see it is throwing an error, that is indentation error, expected an indented block after if statement. Now this is an error. That this error is showing that the indentation is not used properly, or has been not declared properly. As if we are writing something inside a statement or a loop or inside a function, so when we are putting this colon, then we have to leave some space, and this space defines that this code is inside this statement, or will be inside a function or anything. You will know more about indentation in this video, so will not take, just you know that these 4 spaces after a colon or after a statement or a function, these spaces are needed. This is called indentation. These 4 spaces that we give, this is called indentation. Now how to declare a variable? For declaring a variable in Python, it's very simple and it's very easy. We have to just give the name of our variable, and then we have to put a value, and here you see that our variable has been declared. Now same with all the data types. If you wanna declare a string, then same with other data types also. We have to just take the variable name, and we have to initialize the value. And then if it is a string, we'll use the double post office, or else we'll directly, if it is an integer or float, we'll directly write the value. So in this way you can declare a variable in Python. Now about the variable names, the variable names should be meaningful. So it should be this properly, it should have a name, that by reading the name, other person who is reading your code should know that what this variable is for. Okay, now we'll see how to comment in Python, how to use comments in Python. First we'll see single line comment, then we'll see how to give multi-line comment. Now for single line comment, we have to use the hash. If you'll write hash, and if you'll write after something that this is comment, then you will see no error will be occurred. As you remove this, an error has been occurred, that's syntax error. So if you'll give this, no error will be occurred, and this is a single line comment. So if you'll give a hash, then a single line comment will be generated, and you can write anything in one line. Now if you write in the next line, as you can see, I'm pressing enter, I'm writing in the next line, then it is not a comment. So if we want a multi-line comment, then we have to give triple double post offices, and we'll write inside that this is multi-line comment, this is comment 1, and if we'll give enter, then this will be multi-lined. So till then we are writing inside this triple post office, double post offices, triple double post offices, this will be a comment. But when we'll write after that, then it will not be a comment. So then it will throw an error. Now we'll see how to print anything inside in Python. So for that we'll just use the print function, that is a inbuilt function in Python. So we'll just write print, and then if you want to do multiplication, addition, or anything between two numbers, so we can do directly. We'll just, here you can see that 23 plus 67 is 90. We can do multiplication, subtraction, division, anything. We can print a string directly, as you can see. Hey, how are you? And if you'll print this, you will see that hey, how are you is printed. So print function is basically used in Python to print outputs. We can print variables also, as if we have stored, this is a variable, and then if you want to print this variable, then we'll simply use the print function, and then we'll write the variable name inside the print function, and if we'll print, then this is a variable has been printed. And if the value of the variable is integer, then the value will be printed. Now we'll see the input function. Now for taking input from the user, we'll just use an input function, and then for prompting to the user that what we want from the user, so what input you want from the user, for that we'll write a string inside the input function. In this case I'll write for the name, so enter your name. So basically if I'll run the code, here you can see that it is asking for enter your name. So I'll write my name, Python coding, and if I'll press enter here, then nothing is printed because we didn't use the print function. So it is basically what is happening here, that input is just taken by the user, means the language or the program is taking input from the user, it is not printing. So for printing it, we'll use the print function, and then we'll write the variable inside which we have stored our input. And if now we'll run the code here asking for enter your name, and I'll give Python, then I'll give coding, and when I execute it by pressing enter, you will see now here Python coding has been printed. So if you only use input, then it will only take the input, it will not print it. So for printing it, you will have to use the print function. I hope you have understand. Now we'll move to our next, that are the conditional statements. So in conditional statements, we will see the if, else if, and else. Now conditional statements are used in Python for checking if the condition is true, and then if the condition is true, then it performs the block of code of the statements inside that condition. So for example, I'll declare my var to 45, and then I'll check if I'm checking that if var is equal to 45, then it will print that var matched. So I am basically doing here that I have just uses the if keyword so that it should know that I'm checking, and I'm checking that if var is equal to 45. So if this var is equal to 45, then it will be printed that var matched, and if I'll run the code, then we'll see that var matched has been printed as the statement is true. Now this statement only works when the statement is true, or if the statement does not satisfy, it means if var is equal to 46, it is false. So if we'll run the code, then the code has been executed but nothing has been printed because it becomes false, so nothing is printed. Now we'll use else if. We'll see. So first I'll tell you why if is used. So if we have only single condition, and to see that condition is true or false, so if that condition will be true, for checking once a condition we use only if, and if we want to check multiple conditions, then we will use else if. Just for example, we are giving else if, then we'll check that if var is equal to, now we check for only 46, now we'll give random numbers to check if it matches with 53 or something. So we'll print here var matched using first else if. Now second else if, and then we'll give var equal to, now we'll give 45, and then we'll print that var matched using second else if. And if we'll execute our code, then you'll see that var matched using second else if means this second else if, the second else if, it becomes true as it is equal to 45, and then this statement has been printed that var matched using second else if. So here what we are doing, first we have checked for the if this was true, then var matched will get printed, but this is false, so it will check for the next condition, that is else if var equal to 53, and if this condition was true, then var matched using first else will be printed, but it not, so it will check for the next condition, that is else if var equal to 45, then this will be printed, and this is true, that's why this get printed. So basically else if is used for checking for multiple conditions. Now we'll see what else does. So we'll write else here, and then we'll print, then we'll print that not found or not matched. Okay, now I'll change the value here, because if I'll not change, it will get matched. So if when I run the code, then you can see the else part has been printed at not matched. In a program, if nothing get true, means if this is also not true, if statement is not true, then the first else if is not true, then the second else if is also not true, then the else part will definitely be printed or executed. So else is basically used when we have give multiple conditions, or we have give only one condition, and that condition not satisfies to true, then the else part will definitely get executed. So when we have to give a default value, or we have to execute a default statement, or we have to print a default string, then we use this else in the conditional statement. Then we use this else part. So we'll move to the next. I hope you understand this. Then we will see the syntax of while loop and for loop. So we'll do not have to do anything. We'll just write while, and then we'll suppose there is a condition. Will not go deep, because this video will become big. We'll just see the syntax. What is the syntax? Just we have to, for using while loop, we have to just write while, and then we have to give the condition followed by the colon, and then we'll just give our statement. And this is the proper syntax for the while loop. Now, why we use while loop? We use while loop because when we don't know that at how many times our program will get executed. Means if a program is there, and we don't know that how many times that program will get executed, so in that cases while loop is used and while is used. And in for, so the syntax for is for I in, and the condition, then we'll followed by the colon, and then we'll write the statement. Now this is the condition of for loop in Python. Now basically this for loop is used for string, printing the elements inside the list or set or tuple. So this is used for that purpose more. And then for loop is used when we know that how many times our loop will going to run or execute. Then for loop is used. Like for example, in a list, if you want to print the items present inside then, or the elements present inside a list, we use the for loop. As we know that we have make that list, so we will know that how many elements are present inside the list. So for printing that, we use the for loop. And this is the syntax of for loops. So for I here means the elements in a list or in a condition. It will be the element. So I will be the element, and then the condition or a list name in which we want to print that elements. So this is the syntax. Now we'll see how to define a function in Python. So defining a function in Python, we just need to give the keyword or use the keyword def. Def is the keyword which is used to define a function, followed by the function name. So I'll write the function name. So you don't need to write the function name. I have given this function name as a function name. You can give anything here. Then followed by rounded parenthesis, and then a colon, and then you can write anything inside your function. Suppose I am printing hello 2023, and then we have to call that function. So for that we'll write, for that we have to give your name, this name followed by the parenthesis. And if you'll run this, then you will see it is printing hello 2023. You can again I'm saying that you can give this name to anything, but it is preferable that you should give meaningful name to your function, as if someone sees your code, so he or she should get understand that why you have used this function. So I hope you understand how to define a function in Python. We'll see in the next part of this chapter. Thank you.